Now we have this public activity restrictions again start from tomorrow. How do you see this?
So this is going to be a significant hit to Indonesia's economy. And I mean, Indonesia's already really struggled through COVID, through the pandemic. And at the moment, with incredibly elevated cases, being around record highs since mid to late June, it really means that these additional social distancing measures are really needed. In these really populated states to get the COVID numbers under control, because until COVID is under control and until daily case numbers start to materially fall and get under control, then it means that the economic recovery can't get underway because with elevated COVID, you can't really do anything, and these restrictions need to remain in place.
We thought that the next quarters of the year going to be the quarters for Indonesia. Then we have this now, we are entering this phase. How far or to what extent this will be a major disruptor for our economic growth, Katrina?
It is going to be a significant hit to economic growth, but it's also, introducing these social distancing measures and introducing these lockdown measures that are more severe than what's been previously seen are necessary because without that, the economy can't move forward. And what's critical is that, until the vaccination drive really picks up, Indonesia's economy, just like other economies in Southeast Asia and more broadly throughout the globe, remain vulnerable to COVID outbreaks as well. So what really needs to happen is to get COVID under control. And while these social distancing measures will really hurt GDP growth in the third quarter, it is necessary because without implementing these social distancing measures and getting under control, the economic recovery more broadly will just not be able to get underway.
How hit can it be then when we talk about our consumer and consumption sector?
It's going to be significant. And so what we're seeing is we're looking at real-time data. We're seeing particularly, a strong reduction in movement in retail and recreational activity in Indonesia. And that's much more significant than what we're seeing in other Southeast Asian economies at the moment. There has been quite a significant drop down in activity. And that's problematic given that domestic demand is such a large component of GDP and such a large component of Indonesia's economy. I mean, exports only account for 20% of the economy. So while exports are really doing quite well, that's not enough to offset the weakness in domestic demand, which is accounting for about 60% of activity. So what we are going to see is, depending on how long these movement restrictions last and how long the lockdown lasts, we will probably see quite a significant pullback in domestic demand, particularly household consumption in the third quarter.